Good morning from Bondi Beach, and welcome to Getting Started with Calisthenics. What I'm doing here, I'm taking you through the different routines step by step. It's a bit of a tutorial, so to make sure you're doing the exercises right. We have different warm-up routines and we have different workout routines. Right now, I'd like to take you through the warm-up routine number one. The warm-up routine number one starts with jumping jacks. How do I do jumping jacks? Jumping jacks, it's important to stand shoulder wide, arms are straight, and this is a proper jumping jack. What I want to make sure is that I'm not clapping my hands like that on my thighs. I really want to control this movement and I want to bring out my legs as wide as possible. In the beginning, we're going to do this for 30 seconds. So 30 seconds of jumping jacks. And once we are done, we have a break of 20 seconds. If you feel like you need longer breaks, just increase the break time. But over time, we're gonna reduce the break. So, jumping jacks again, body is straight, 1, 2, and pull the tummy in. It's important that you pull the tummy in and you have full control over your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Cool, so that's the jumping jack. The next one, glute mobility. For glute mobility, I recommend to roll out a mat. What you want to do with all glute exercises, you really pay attention to your feet and you want to push through your heel and you want to lift up your toes. So your legs are shoulder wide, hip wide. You push through your heels and you lift up the toes. Where do you want to push this hip? You want to push this hip 50% into the sky or towards the ceiling if you work out indoors, and you want to push it the other 50%. You want to extend your spine so the push goes this way towards your knee. You imagine you have like a spare head here and you push your knees like that. That's a proper glute engagement, and you should feel the engagement of your glute here in your bum. How does the glute mobility exercise look like? So I'm going into a glute bridge and I'm reaching across. 1, 2. You can see to the side where I'm reaching over, this hip is prone to collapse. Yeah. So what I do, I push with my glute, I engage my glute and I push with my heel up so the hip stays parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's the glute mobility exercise. The next exercise, which is in warm-up number one routine, is the Inchworm Pushup. What's important with the Inchworm Pushup is that I start off with straight legs, I come down, I go forward, I maintain the straightness of this leg. If I have less flexibility in my hamstrings, I can bend a little bit my knees, but preferably I'd like to push back, keep my heels on the ground, walk forward, 1, 2, 3. Once I'm in a push-up position, I bring my elbows back and I engage in a push-up. Within the push-up, I pull in my tummy. and then I go back. Pull in the tummy. So you feel the pull here in your lower abs. 1, 2, 3. Up. So the whole exercise, inchworm push-up, goes like down, leg straight, forward, forward, forward. Push those elbows in. Pull the tummy in. Do a push-up. Go up and go back. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. That's an inchworm push-up. The next exercise is high knee taps. What's really important with high knee taps is that I maintain stability of my upper body. So when I bring up those knees, and I want to bring up those knees as high as possible, I engage my core and I engage my flexor here. So a proper high knee tap looks like I get started slowly with low knee taps, and then I get high. And you see how stable my upper body is? And my body is stable because I'm engaging my core. And I can use the ground. I can imagine that my ground is like a hot plate, and I must not stay with my feet on that ground for long. So these are proper high knee taps, but please ease into them. Yeah. So if you engage for 30 seconds, you can do 15 seconds of lower knee planks, and then the last 15 seconds you ramp it up. All right. Important, upper body stable. So this is tutorial warm-up routine number 1.